as the Leafs throw everything they can at the reigning, defending, back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, only to fall short. The Tampa Bay Lightning eliminate the Toronto Maple Leafs in Game 7 with a final score of 2-1.
They could handle, but the result is very much the same as it's been.
And you can't give the defending champs another chance. And that's exactly what they did. They had their opportunity.
And you're seeing it in my face.
In Game 6 to close them out. You come in here in a tightly fought Game
right
7.
down to the final seconds, I believed.
The offense just hasn't been there. Last year against Montreal,
I really did.
Against Columbus, the Leafs weren't able to score.
Last year's team let us down.
The effort was there, a different year, but the same result.
I think this year's team did no such thing.
Potential elimination games and the handshakes.
This year's team did no such thing.
Where they alternated.
They lost by 1 goal.
Until Game 7, and the Lightning win the final 2.
In an unbelievably tight game against the reigning, defending, back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. Now, that's a tough pill to swallow. No Leaf fan is going to want to hear that right now.
64 on the year. Campbell battled hard.
You're going to have a lot of graphics about how good Vasilevsky is, about how they haven't won playoff round since 2004, how they haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1967, how they're 0-10, I believe, in their last 10 opportunities to close out a series. You're going to see a lot of stats like that.
1 goal against in 6 closeout series wins.
And those stats just don't apply.
There's a battle that went all series long.
Those stats are the sins of the past. The ghosts of the Leafs past. And if you want, the demons of the Leafs past. This Leafs team, it didn't bend, it didn't break, it didn't kneel to those demons. They gave the Lightning everything they had. Absolutely everything they had. Too many times in recent memory, we've talked about the Toronto Maple Leafs in their Game 7, or because of the Columbus series, Game 5, and whatever the deciding game is. Too many times we've talked about the Leafs playing their worst game of the series in Game 7. That just wasn't the case here. It just wasn't the case. The Tampa Bay Lightning are the back-to-back reigning Stanley Cup champions for a reason.
A lot of great players, a lot of good attitude, so yeah, we like the chances.
Nick, congratulations. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Chris, no doubt the start of
and the Leafs,
game, Nick Paul. So the Leafs
once again,
54 games, 115 points, a winning percentage of 701.
get a lesson.
An MVP-like season for Austin Matthews. It was all pointing towards this.
Their fans still applauding them off the ice. You're going to see, listen, it happens every year. You're going to see idiots flooding their Instagram mentions. You're going to see idiots tweeting all sorts of crap on Twitter. You're going to see all sorts of idiots saying all sorts of awful stuff. Remember that, though. Remember the fans applauding them as they left the ice, applauding what was a magnificent season and a magnificent series where they just fell short. And you know what? Like, I don't think you're worried about me, but in case you are. Oh, some of you are here for the Schadenfreude, and I totally get it. Like, I mean, here's the thing. For the people who just cheer against the Leafs, this is your Christmas. Okay? I get it. And Merry Christmas to you. You open up another Game 7 defeat under the tree. What's Boxing Day like? What are you going to do the rest of the year? As for me, I said I had a vision that the Leafs were going to win. Turns out I'm not a psychic. I said the Leafs were going to win Game 7. Turns out I was wrong. But in past years, I had to force myself to believe that. Everyone behind the scenes here, they'll tell you. That reaction, if you remember it, my reaction to Travis Dermott spinning and giving the puck away in overtime Game 6 against Montreal, leading to the Leafs getting scored on, and the Habs forcing a Game 7, you knew from my reaction that I knew Game 7 was a formality and the Leafs were going to lose. I was furious. And I sat there after Game 6 like, really? We got to wait 48 hours to conclude this nonsense, this charade, whatever you want to call it. I almost wasn't happy when the Leafs scored that overtime goal and that big comeback from Columbus. I was mad that they were down 3-0 the whole game. They found an extremely unrealistic way to come back, and they followed it up by getting shut out 3-0. That was a team I was mad at ever believing in, because I barely did. Last year's team, the anger was betrayal, because I did believe in them, and then they proved to be frauds. This year's team, nah, I was all in. I'm still all in. They played great. A lot of people are going to be calling for Brendan Shanahan. A lot of people are going to be calling for Kyle Dubas, Sheldon Keefe. Trade this guy, trade that guy. I think it's a mistake. Last year I was with you. And last year I was wrong. Kyle Dubas and Brendan Shanahan stuck with this group, and they were right to. And maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm naive. Steve, they just lost again. When are you going to learn? I'm not making stuff up to please you. This isn't a shtick. This isn't an act. I really did believe that this team would win. They didn't. It was close. Unfortunately, hockey is Fast and the Furious rules. You didn't almost have me. Dominic Toretto, Michael Scott, Wayne Gretzky. Blowing this team up would be a mistake. I think it'd be a tremendous mistake. I think Kyle Dubas and Brendan Shanahan have built something special. And they got to lick their wounds and continue building.